Hello everyone, Phoenix61 here with some more Skull and Bones. We are talking races today. So this week launched the Course 3 for the, the Mooncake Regatta, right? So the Season 3 races. So all three are available now. So I will go through the newest one first. There is a unique furniture item that drops from it once you complete it. So something new to keep in mind that you'll get. It is looks like a crew attack based piece of furniture. So whether or not you care about that, your opinion's welcome, right? I do think there are a few crew attack pieces out there now that it might be worth experimenting with the build, so I may do that and put a video out there. So make sure you're following the channel if you're interested in that. But we'll talk races today. So I accidentally just accepted it, and I meant to go into the mission and show the furniture piece that you can get. 3 Mooncake Regatta chests though, that's nice. But yeah, restores 15% severe damage after hitting a target with a crew attack. Increased crew stamina recovery after each use of crew ability, and increased crew ability range, that's pretty cool. I don't think we've seen that before. So race number 3 is out here by Kakuk Turampeg, right? I'm Turapong, right? I'm just terrible at saying these location names. But it's basically a zigzag through the storm waters here, which can be a little challenging and frustrating, right? So at least this is how I approached it, right? So really quick, just highlighted on the map where I plan to go while we were waiting for the race countdown to begin. I do think the biggest thing with Course 2 and Course 3 here is to keep an eye out for these guys, these enemies, these newer enemies with the red sails here. These are kind of new to Season 3. They will specifically target your sails, so they will try and give you torn sails. So it is important to try and take them out before they start firing at you, because they'll give you torn sails really quickly. And then the mines, there's a bunch of sea mines that are laid out throughout here, at least for course number 3 here, and those can be pretty frustrating too. So I actually recommend using some type of mortar. I'm using the Le Fleu, right, the poison mortar. That you'll get from, sometimes it's on cycle from the black market or William Blackwood or whatever, so you can always check there. But otherwise, I think La Peste probably drops it too. But yeah, so we're trying to take out, we send our mortar at this guy. He's a higher level one, right, 13. And then I am using the poison long guns also to try and just capitalize on that poison effect to try and slow them down. Either hit their sails, give them torn sails too, right? It's always valuable. But yeah, any type of mortar that you're comfortable with, I don't think it has to be Le Fleu, but that was what was working good for me. Works really good at getting that early hit on them, just because you have the extra range with that, right? You get the 600 meter range. Obviously go for the speed boosts when they're there, right? We just hit one there, but I wouldn't stress over it. If you're gonna miss it, it's not worth slowing down and turning to try and hit it, because then that kind of negates the boost that you'll get from it. It's still only a 15% sailing speed for a few seconds. So if you're going out of your way to get it, you might be wasting more time doing that. And then the mortar also works pretty good for taking out these mines as well. So if you see some mines that are in your path ahead that you want to take, there's a big cluster up here, you could send the mortar at the mines, and that'll get rid of any of the mortars that are in front of you there. So just something else to keep in mind and strategize with, right? I'm going to go after the enemy red sails. They've got the red sails and usually have that triangle shaped sail too. Those are the ones you want to get. They're always going to be hostile to you, so go after them before they start coming after you, and then that way you can avoid getting torn sails from them. Yeah, going through the storm waters here is always frustrating, but everybody's got to do it, right? It's the same course for everyone, so just keep that in mind. Everyone's dealing with the big waves. And then yeah, that boost there, that's for stamina, the one with the lightning bolt. So I don't really care too much about those. Like, if it's in my path, like, fine, I'll get it. But, you know, as long as you've got decent grilled food, which is pretty much anything, you can keep your stamina up where it needs to be. Especially if you've got some of these furniture pieces that we're using. I'll show you the build again. I know we did it in previous videos. Yeah, I took that guy out pretty easily there. That was awesome. But yeah, as long as some of these furniture pieces that we use I do think have some like help with like keeping your stamina up as well, and then the food item too is super helpful as well. And then yeah, one of the challenges, at least this week, Captain Opak is spawning literally right in the path towards the end of this race. So you don't have to kill him, right? But you just have to deal with his attacks. So I still prioritize. Yeah, so I missed that speed boost there, and I'm not going, don't go back for it. Just keep going. But yeah, I'm going to prioritize killing the enemies with the red sails, the red triangle sails, because they're the ones that are going to really cause you the most trouble. Captain Opak, he does have his like torpedo strikes, right? So like he can take you out, right? Like he can do a lot of damage to you, but I just try to like avoid him as best you can and just keep moving. Like just keep moving. And then focus on, don't worry about doing damage to him. Worry about these guys. Worry about the guys with the red sails. See if we can avoid this mine. Yes. But yeah, use the, if you're not using the mortar on an enemy, you can use it on the mines that are out in front of you to help clear your path a little bit. So I found that to be super, super helpful. You could maybe do like some bombards, like explosive bombards or something in the front. That way you could use your bombards to try and hit, because they'll have some area effect damage too. So you could use bombards in the front to try and help with the mines as well. It's probably not a bad idea. Alright, can we make the 6-minute mark here for this one? Come on, I'm like trying to spam the water barrel again. Give me some speed. There you go. What do we get? Oh yeah, 5 minutes 44 seconds. So that strategy will get you under the 6-minute mark. And then this one's weird, so don't disembark right away because the turn-in for it is a DMC ship that's going to be up here, hopefully in the cove. This guy ends up like sailing away from me here, so we got to chase him down. And then, of course, in classic Skull and Bones fashion, we're perfectly against the wind for where we need to go, right? And then I'll show you... So, I didn't do a separate video for race number 2, and I think there's a key strategy there for that one that people are not thinking of. So I'll show you, because I did 1 or 2 races there and got, like, my place on the leaderboard was, like, 36 or something, so I was, like, kind of surprised. So... I'll show you what I'm doing for that race, and then I'll show you what we get for the drops from these chests here. I think that, you get, what's nice here with this third one, you get 3 of the chests, and these have some decent materials, right? So we're going to get 3 chests, and then the furniture piece, which is, of course, that crew attack furniture piece. So, at least we have it now if I want to do a crew attack build, but I wasn't, like, too crazy excited about it. Yeah, first mate's ledger, 15% damage after hitting a target. Yeah, restores 15% severe damage, which is kind of nice. And it's a minor furniture piece, right? So you could use, there's that other furniture piece that's a major furniture piece that restores 8,000 hull health when you do a crew attack, so that'd be kind of nice. And then, yeah, so now we've got 4 Mooncake Regatta chests from doing this. And these do have a chance to drop the sinew string as well. We get some other stuff here. I don't think we get sinew string this time around, but if you're looking for a sinew string, this is a good source as well if you get sick of farming the Clanfera capital, right? Because you have to plunder that. This is the only way to like get a guaranteed sinew string drop. But yeah, we didn't get any there, but I have had success with getting some sinew string. So it's worth doing those, just doing the daily just to try and get it. So I'll show you here. So for course 1, we're at 192. Yeah, and then course 2 we're at 36th place, so we got 551, and I was like kind of like surprised that at 551 we got, you know, that good of a place on the leaderboard. And then grand ranking we're at 82. I don't care too much about the rankings, but at least with the grand ranking you probably want to at least get under 20 minutes total, so it's 20 minutes across all 3 races. So if you're getting close to that 6-minute mark, you'll be fine. But this is the aura right for the grand ranking reward. So if you get under 20 minutes, you get this firelight aura, which is cool. I mean, it's fine. It only triggers when you get like a boss kill. And then the silver haze one, we got that from the smuggler's pass, right? So as long as you progress through the smuggler's pass, you'll eventually get the silver haze one. But firelight's pretty cool. Looks, put some flames around your ship, right? And then we'll go into the build here. So I redid course 1 and we got down to 79. So I'm going to show you that race at the end here. So if you're curious, we got that's our clickbait thumbnail here is the 5:08 time for the course 1. That's what that got us. And then course 3 I didn't redo. Like that's like frustrating to redo course 3. I don't care about the leaderboard too much, but I'll brag on it if we get something good, right? But I really just going for the daily trial to get the chest for like materials, and then if you get enough of the silver, the goddess tiers or whatever they are, right, the event currency, right, there's some things you can buy in the store. So there's some cosmetics you can get, right? So we'll get those if I get enough after doing the daily trials, but I won't be too upset if I don't get them. But there's the like summary of the loadout over on the right, but I'll go through everything here. Weapons, I'm using the Leperk, if I'm saying that right. So I'm using these long guns all the way around the build. You could use Skurlocks, long nines. Any long guns. I would recommend long guns, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you have the most of. And then, like I said, you probably could do some bombards in the front to help out with mines. And then the Ox weapon, I'm using the Le Fleu. So I do like the poison effect that this gives to enemies, so it's gonna get rid of their stamina, and then it's also gonna cause damage over time while they sit in it. So, and then you get that 600-meter range too, which is huge because then you can take these guys out pretty early on. I just have Black Prince on here for now. I don't really think the armor piece matters much. There is Leviathan, right? So you can get the blueprint for this from the Sea People Huntmaster, but every knot of sailing gives you 1% better armor, right? But if you're in a combat situation, you're not really sailing full speed, right? So yeah. Rope Locker, this is probably a must for a race build. It gives you this super boost of acceleration when you're at full stamina. And I think this one, you could definitely craft this at the carpenter, but you probably have it because it's one of the first major furniture pieces that you just automatically get anyway from the story. So yeah. Secret Cache 1, this is what we're going for here is the second 2 items, increased turning speed and increased acceleration. I think I got this from William Blackwood. He had it for sale, so check Blackwood and check the black market. There's weekly cycling items, right? I don't know if it drops from bosses or not. I think this Lamari Makanan, this probably I think drops from maybe the Hubach twins or boss fights or boss chests. And then these last 3, these are craftable at the carpenter, right? But they're basically just increased acceleration. This one reduces crew stamina depletion when trimming, and then this one increased acceleration and deceleration, right? Like those last 3, those are easy ones. You can craft those at the carpenter. Those are, easy to find. Right, okay, race number 2 strategy. So race number 2 is out here. It's, it's not always on the mini map, right? It's not always highlighted, but here's where you start. And then right? This is the food item that I use because it gives you both stamina efficiency and stamina regen. If you guys think there's something better that I should be using, let me know in the comments, but that's what I've been using. And then I think the trick to this one is to go counterclockwise, right? Go south first. I think everybody's been going north first, and then the long stretch on the far side, you're against the wind for that long stretch of buoys that you need to grab. So here we can like suck it up, and towards the beginning we're kind of against the wind here, but it's nowhere near as bad. So like you'll see when we get to that second stretch, you know, when we round the corner down here around these islands, that it is nice and smooth sailing and the wind's at our back for most of the race when you go this direction. So I think that's why, I don't know what it is, but like, so the first time I did the race, I went north because there's the buoy is closer, and I think that that's what everybody's doing and thinking, and so I think that's why we got a better race time on this one, is because we went south first. And then here, you know, this is course number 2 for this season. You don't have to deal with mines, but you do have to deal with the enemies, right? So the triangle-shaped red sail enemy guys, shoot them the second you see them, and use the mortar for the range so you can get a head start on trying to bring them down. It only takes them like 3 shots to give you torn sails. So I got hit twice already, and then this guy hits me again, and he gave me torn sails. So we'll use the restoration kit here and get rid of the torn sails right away. And then we do get unlucky here and another one spawns, but since he's by himself, he's easy to take out before he's able to get too many shots off on us. But yeah, restoration kits, I can't advocate for those enough. I think they're very underused. I think some people don't even use it, like they don't even carry them around. Yeah, we were able to get, yeah, he got 1 shot on us and almost halfway up. Our torn sails is almost halfway charged, so yeah. And then, yeah, like I don't care too much about, like I said, I don't care too much about the boosts for the stamina. Like I'll take the, you know, I'll hug the corner a little bit better to try and get myself some better time. Because, you know, as long as you're timing your food use correctly, you know, you should be fine on stamina. Then, yep, we're going to get another enemy here. Red triangle shaped sails. Make sure you kill these guys, start shooting them before they start shooting you. And I wasn't paying enough attention to where we were going. So I slowed down, consumed a food item to make the turn, and then that way our stamina was full when we went to full trim again. So it gave us a boost of acceleration, so it didn't actually slow us down too much just because we timed that right. And the reason you're doing that, the reason you're consuming a food item every time you slow down for a turn, is because that ropes locker gives you acceleration only if you have full stamina. So that's the purpose of that, right? So if you're coming around a corner where you know you're gonna slow down, then you want to, you know, trigger the food item, slow down, make the turn, and then by the time you go back to full trim, to full speed, you'll have full stamina, and then you'll get that 300% acceleration boost. All right, so this is where we've rounded the corner. We're turning back towards where the start of the race is at this point, and you'll see here we're gonna have the wind on our side. This whole stretch here that we do is a pretty long, just long haul open ocean stretch, and it goes by really, really quickly because we've got the wind on our side here. Yeah, up to 21 knots there. And then there is one speed boost in here that you want to keep an eye out for. It is for the most part directly on your path to the next buoy here. But this one, it's so obvious and easy, like it's definitely worth going out of your way to grab this one, right? It's not like the, you know, race number 3 is out in the storm waters and it's tough to, you know, it just slows you down to try and get those boosts if they're not right in front of you, right? So, but here, this one's worth aiming for. And then, yeah, I'm using the mortar to gauge distance on these enemies with the red sails, right? So they don't slow us down. So I can send this on its way before he even starts targeting us. And then we can try and finish him off with the long guns here. And then, yeah, if he sits in that poison, he's going to continue to take damage from that poison too. So we get him killed before he even gets a shot off on us. And then, yep, don't forget to use your water barrels. We'll head towards the next buoy. But yeah, we've got the wind on our side. You know, it's off to the right right now. It's not perfectly at our back, but we're still going 18. There we go. Now we're up to 20. Yeah, so I think a lot of people are going north first at the start of this race, and then this whole stretch here that we just did in a few seconds pretty much is probably taking them like a minute or two because they're going to be against the wind for most of that. So I think the wind kind of favors you going counterclockwise for this race. Yeah, able to finish him off with the mortar and a couple of shots before he got a chance to even shoot us. Sometimes there's another one that spawns in this around in this cove area here, so just keep an eye out for him. This this purple one's a turning boost, you know, thingy about it, right? Like it's a turning booster. You don't really need it, but it's literally right in the path, so we hit it. But yeah, I wouldn't. If you're gonna miss that one, don't worry about it at all. And then yeah, smooth sailing here. We've got the wind off to our left now, and we're still going 20 knots here. So like yeah, if you came up this way, you'd probably be okay for these first couple of buoys, but then when you're headed south on this side, the wind is going to be against you. So that gives us 6:09. So we didn't quite get under 6 minutes for that one, but that's the strategy I think that you've got to go by. I think if we didn't get that torn sails right towards the beginning, because we had those 3 enemies we had to deal with, we probably would have been fine. And then here is race number 1. So this is where we got a really great time for race number 1 that improved our rankings that we saw there. So I think it's because it was the daily challenge. I did it again, recorded it. I'm like, all right, we'll do this. I use a water barrel right off the bat here. I do wait till you get a little bit up to speed. I don't trip it right away. It doesn't have an effect on acceleration that I believe. It'll probably feel like that, but so I wait till you're kind of up to speed, then trip it, so that way that's how kind of I feel you're getting the full use out of it. And then here you want to hug this corner on the left here so that it gives you a good shot. Don't worry about getting the turning booster. I recommend not getting that. Hug the corner so that you've got a straight shot into the like river alleyway here, okay? And then for this buoy, we're going to slow down and turn through to the right. So what you want to do is consume a food item, slow down, then hit your full speed again, and you get a little bit of acceleration there. I kind of do the same thing here, but you can't, you know, the timing's not good for the food, but it still kept us moving at a pretty good pace. So we did have to slow down a little bit there, right? I used the water barrel here just because it was ready, but you could probably wait until after you hit this buoy. That might be a little bit better of an idea. Probably shave off a little bit better time, because then you're a little bit more of a straight shot. Like, so yeah, right here probably would have been a better spot for it, because this is not as narrow of a pathway. Yeah, we do bump the walls a couple times, but it doesn't really slow us down. Depending on how you hit them, sometimes it can be good, and sometimes it can be really bad. Alright, so we'll time this one a little better, right? So we're going to consume the food item. Now, drop our speed down to the 1, basically. I don't drop all the way to 0. And then once we get kind of turned to where we want, I aimed a little bit further to the right. Like, I slowed down a little bit there just because of these ships here. But if you can hit that speed boost, that's a good one to hit. And then take your time through here. If you have to slow down, right? If you've got food ready, you can always use that little trick. But yeah, we bumped. I probably could have slowed down a little bit and probably saved myself a tiny bit of time. And then we'll use the water barrel here, hit the buoy, and then by the time our water barrel's expiring, we're going to be able to hit this speed boost. Yep, so that's going to keep us up to speed. And then we'll just keep an eye on, this is pretty easy straight shooting from here on out, so we'll keep an eye on the cooldown for our water barrel again. "26 seconds left on that. Grab this one, and then you go around this island. Don't try to cut in, don't try to go wide and cut in, like this is way better. And then don't worry about getting this stamina booster, right? Like I was almost at full stamina still anyway. Then I did see a bunch of like stuff in the water here that'll slow you down if you hit it. So I just launched my mortar at it, right? Same thing with the, you know, they're not mines, but it's materials and stuff, right? So, but at least that way it doesn't slow you down if you accidentally run into it. But yeah, you can use that mortar on the mines for race number 3 this season. That works really good too. Alright, 2 more buoys after this one. We're at 4 minutes. We're making great time. Used the water barrel again. Oh no, we didn't. It's not ready yet. Yeah, you can. This is a good stretch to use it because it's a nice straightaway here. So if it's ready for you to use it, I think I end up tripping it right after we grab this buoy though. So we're gonna do the trick, right? Consume food item, slow down, make the turn. That way we're at full stamina when we go back to full trim, and then it gets us up to our 20 knots really, really quickly. Oh yeah, there's a speed boost here. Grab that one, and then typically I wait till that ends to use the water barrel, but since we're right at the end of the race, I'm going to trip the water barrel here too. And bam, that gets us 5 minutes 8 seconds for that one. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you're following the channel. We got more Skull and Bones stuff on the way. Click my face down in the bottom right to subscribe. See you next time.